Hey everybody, it's Doug. Welcome back to yet another board game channel, and yet, somehow, yet another turn of Eldritch Horror, going up against Ithaqua the Wind Waker. Somehow we haven't lost anybody yet, which is a miracle, as near as I can tell. We just can't get the damn mysteries done. I think we have an extremely good chance of getting it done this turn. Because, yeah, we're going to have Preston go for it. He's got a focus and 3 clues, so he can re-roll a lot. And he's going to be blessed. But we'll see what happens, how that comes about. When we go to the action phase, anything else I need to go over? I don't think so. I don't think there were any mistakes in the last episode. I only put it up a couple hours ago and nobody has said anything yet. Fingers crossed. Because a lot happened. We got 2 stories done. 2 personal stories. That's amazing. We just got Leo to go, and he might actually get it this turn, which would be wonderful. Speaking of which, yeah, we're going to make... Yeah, I think we'll make... Actually, you know what? We're going to make Marie our lead investigator because she has the least amount of bad stuff attached to her. So we're going to start with her, but she's going to be very brief. Yes, Marie is the only investigator who doesn't have a single bad condition on her. She doesn't have any good ones either, but she's the only one. So we'll make her lead in case we have to get a bad one. But she's not going to do anything because she was delayed. But it was alright because it finished off her personal story. And that is it for her action phase. Now we're going to go over to the moon in the Dreamlands and visit Leo Anderson. Okay, Leo is going to start off by doing his special action. We're going to test his influence, and if he gets anything on it, he'll be able to pick himself up an ally. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 allies. If he can pick up one more, that will complete his personal story. And he did it. We're going to go ahead and take the one from reserve because it's an expensive one. It's going to grab the Agent of Secrets, which cost 4. Yikes. But we got it basically for free. Ally, so he gains a lore and an observation and can re-roll the die during a lore or observation test. So that gives him 5. Let's go ahead and have a look at them. 5 allies in his crew. We got the Agent of Secrets, his hired muscle that he started with, Enoch Bowen, who is unique but still an ally, the Arcane Scholar, and the Research Student. So, as he has 5, we are going to, when you have 5 or more ally assets, discard this card and gain the full party reward. Let's see what that does for us. When you gain this card, oh look, going to get another one. Gain 1 specifically character unique asset, so sort of like Enoch Bowen. And you cannot discard your ally assets unless you choose to. So actually he'd be the best one to have the blight condition that Calvin is stuck with. But let's see, so we will grab... Oh no, that's tasks. Oh, that's it, just on the wrong pile. Alright, so, well, we've got the unique ally. These are all the allies. We're going to go ahead and give it a shuffle, because we're actually looking randomly. Oh, there's somebody in there backwards. There's a couple in there backwards. A lot of these are double-sided, so you can't tell. Alright, so we're going to draw from the bottom until he gets one that is specifically character. Oh, there we go. Hildred Castaigne. Unique asset, ally character. Wow, when you gain this card from the deck, gain 5 clues. Ooh, however, he's got a reckoning. His behavior grows erratic. Flip this card. Oh boy. Well, we'll just have to see what happens there. So I'll put that in Leo's area, and we're going to grab, as you can see, we're down to our last few clues before we put them all back in and start over. So we're going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. 5 clues for Leo. So I think he's going to be able to pick up that other clue. Actually, maybe we'll just have him have a wilderness encounter there. Anyway, good on Leo, and unlike the previous times, I'm remembering this time to replenish the reserve with a replacement card. The Lucky Ring, costing 3, it's a trinket. You may re-roll 1 die when resolving a test. That would be handy for anybody, but we're not going to try to acquire assets this turn. Okay, moving on to Preston Fairmont, returning to Arkham. Alright, as I stated earlier, Preston is going to get himself blessed. He's going to do that by using the holy water he picked up. Come on, focus you. There we go. Action. You may discard this card to choose an investigator on your space. He's going to pick himself. That investigator gains a blessed condition. It'd be nice if we could get it to... could have done that for one of our corrupt people. But right now, I really want him... I want him blessed so he can finish off the mystery. So we're going to draw from the bottom of the talent / boon deck until there was one right on the top. Why, there we are. Blessed. Yay! 4 5s and 6s. Count as successes on your test. If we would gain another blessed, flip this. If we become cursed, discard this. And on a reckoning, if we roll a 1 or a 2, we unfortunately would lose it. So he's going to get to roll a lovely blue dice. Yay! And his second action, he is going to move up to Greenland, where he will, right? He will get that done. Okay, that just leaves us with Calvin Wright over in Shanghai. Alright, Calvin, I'm not entirely certain what to do with him. It's just kind of in a holding pattern. So we're just going to see about him maybe picking up a clue. Because clues are good. So first action, he's going to move. Second action, I'm trying to decide, we could either have him take a focus, which he'd be able to use to avoid flipping his hypothermia card on the reckoning. We will get a reckoning this turn. On the other hand, if he rests, he might get rid of the hypothermia, and he still has an internal injury to get rid of. So I think we are going to try resting. He does get his sanity back. He can't recover health because of the hypothermia. Let's see if we can get rid of that. We want a 4, 5, or 6 to lose this card. Damn, I just cannot get rid of that. But maybe he'll do better on his internal injury. We're going to roll, and on a 5 or 6, discard it. Nope. I think Calvin might die, because he just can't get better. Alright, that is it for actions. On to the encounters. Back around to Marie in Arkham. Alright, Marie in Arkham is going to... The shopkeeper at the general store offers to sell you old papers from the Silver Twilight Lodge. We will be testing her influence, which is 4. That's not too bad. There we go. couldn't find my dice. I'm going to do 4. Okay, success. Now I need to think about re-rolling. If you pass, you find guides for mastering magic. Gain 1 non-ritual spell. So, she's bulking up on spells all of a sudden. Alright, so grab the spell deck and pick from the bottom until we get one that is not a ritual. There we go. It's a glamour. When you perform a travel action, you may spend 1 sanity to move 1 additional space along any path. She wouldn't have to spend the sanity because she spends 1 sanity less on resolving spell effects. So that's basically a free move for her. That's nice. Alright, now we are going to go to the moon again and visit Leo Anderson. I just realized earlier I didn't give Leo his second action, did I? He did his special, got his last ally, did a whole bunch of stuff. I was also going to have him rest, which means he should have had a chance to get rid of his hypothermia. Nope, he does not. But he does get himself 1 sanity back. Alright, let's put that there. Now, right, he's going to potentially pick himself up another clue. He's got 5 of them now, but this was the plan originally, and I couldn't have anticipated that this would happen, so wilderness clue. Rumors have led you to this space. Supposedly, the shrine you will find here is the cause of the growing storm. I'm going to test his observation, which is 3. He's got lots of clues to spend. Well, we'll spend one of his. He's got 2 focus. We'll spend 1 of those. I might go ahead and spend clues anyway, just so we don't get the bad effect, whatever it is. Yeah, it seems silly to spend clues to try to get the clue, but again, just trying to avoid negative results. Oh, for God's sake, really? 1 more. And if it doesn't happen this time, I think we're just gonna... Okay, that's cocked. Very much so. Oh, really? Okay, no, we're going to stop. It's pointless to spend clues to get the clue. Well, maybe it's not too bad. If you pass, if you fail, you begin to lose your mind to the cold. He just loses the sanity that he just picked up. Cannot believe that. Rolling can be staggeringly bad sometimes. Alright. It's okay, we got the bad rolling out of the way. Because now we're going to move over to Preston, who needs to get this mystery done. Okay. Here we go. Preston is going to explore Hyperborea. In the depths of Mount... you pronounce it, not me. You discover an ancient shrine to the toad god Ithaqua. Well, it's easier than that. The shrine has recently been used for some ritual, but before you can examine the remnants, a terrifying sound shakes your courage. Oh, we're going to test our will. Okay, 3, not his best, but not his worst. So, there we are, 2 successes, so moving on. You keep your calm, but make haste to flee the source of the ruckus, taking note of the arcane sigils used around the shrine. Test his observation, which is only 2. We might use some rerolls here. Yeah, he's got stuff that helps in casting spells, which he doesn't have, or in fighting, which he's not doing. Yep, he has nothing that's going to help. If you pass, you recognize the marking of Ibon as you leave. Place 1 Eldritch token on the active mystery. Okay. Let's do that. I will put that on the card, and we will get to that a little bit later. But before we move on, it is time. Yeah, we've just got to finish Calvin Wright's turn, and he's going to try to pick up a clue. Alright, Calvin is on a city space. You find... Oh dear, come on. Let's zoom out a little bit. There we are. You find an account of the wizard Omum Vogue, but it is in a language that you do not immediately recognize. So we're going to test his lore -1. His lore's not great, is it? 3, so he's only going to roll 2. He doesn't have anything that'll let him re-roll. Oh boy. Nope. If you fail, you spend too long searching for a translation and sleep late the next day, become delayed. Blech. Well, he didn't get hurt anyway. So, another mixed bag of encounters. Most important one got done, though. Yeah, that's it for the encounters, and now it's time to move on to, and we're going to get a reckoning, the dreaded Mythos phase. So this is the final card of Stage 2 of the Mythos deck, so we know it's going to be yellow, and therefore Reckoning. So yeah, we are going to move the Omen track around to the green. We do have one green on the board, unfortunately. Nobody was going to get to Tunguska in time, so that puts us down to 6. 6 Doom, and then, yes, this is the bad part, the Reckonings. So we will start with the monsters. So, just moving across the board, we have the Serpent People roll 1 die. On a 1 or 2, the nearest investigator moves 1 space towards this monster. 3. Doesn't happen. Okay, continuing on. Nope. Oh, gee, you know what? I forgot to. Between turns, I forgot to put monsters on stands, like I said I would. Oh, let's just do that now. There we go. Okay. So those two don't do anything. We've got the cultists don't do anything. The Shoggoth would just recover all its health. What does the Ghoul Priest do again? Oh, it acts as a cultist, so no effect. The, oh yeah, here we go. The Dole. Going to move 1 space towards the nearest investigator, which is, unfortunately, Calvin. Then each investigator on this space or an adjacent space loses 1 health and 1 sanity. So it's going to move down to Tokyo. And yeah, poor Calvin is going to be down to 4 sanity and 2 health. Oh, okay. Bad things might happen here. Over on the sideboard, we have a cultist, no effect. The zombie horde, roll a die. On a 1 or a 2, advance doom. Oh boy. Of course. We're down to 5. I have a feeling we're not going to get this done in time. And then finally the Proto-Shoggoth, who... Oh, right. Moves 1 space towards the nearest investigator. That'll be Leo. Who then has to fight him. So, over to the sideboard. Okay. So, the first thing we do is our horror check. We're going to test will to try to avoid 2 sanity loss. His will is 3. He gets an extra 1 for being in a wilderness space. And he also gets, because of Enoch Bowen, Roll 1 additional die when resolving a lore, or will test. So he's going to roll 5 dice. And we really want 2 results here. And he did it. He actually didn't freak out when seeing it, probably because he's fought it before. Then, we only have to do 1 to actually kill this thing, because we have damaged it before for 2. We're trying to prevent 3 incoming damage, though, so it's going to be a strength -1. Strength is 3, so -1 is 2, +1 for the wilderness space. And then I just want to make sure that his best option is, yes, the blunderbuss, which will give him another 2. He's going to roll all 5 dice. 6s count for 2 hits, but each one cancels 1 out. He does, however, he can re-roll 1 die because of his hired muscle. So let's see what happens there. Trying to block. 3. Okay, well, we are going to re-roll the 1 from the hired help. Gives us a 4, so we're gonna, I could spend a clue or the focus. No, I don't want to spend the focus. Could spend a clue to make that a little bit better. Let's try, I'm just going to spend one clue for a reroll. See if we can, hey, how about that? And it's 2. He rolled a 6. Perfect. So he blocks all 3. Would actually do 3 to it, so even if it hadn't been hurt, he would have it finished it off. Proto-Shoggoth goes away. And that is it for Monster Reckonings. That means we've got to move on to Ithaqua now. Yikes. Alright, once again, each investigator gains a hypothermia condition unless they spend a focus. Marie doesn't have any focus, but she doesn't have a hypothermia, so she's going to just grab 1, so that won't kick in. I'll just hover in the background. Then move around to Leo. Well, Leo has a focus, so I'm going to spend that focus so he doesn't have to flip it over. Same holds true for Preston. He is going to not have to flip his hypothermia card. Calvin, however, we may actually lose Calvin, depending on, because he's down to 2 health, and I don't know what horrible things are on the other side of the hypothermia card. If he would gain another hypothermia, flip. The cold, chill haunting. The cold is somehow unnatural. You think? After all this time? You feel it piercing your mind and chilling your very soul. Roll 1 die. On a 1 or a 2, gain a Bane condition. Then discard this card and grab another hypothermia. Okay, so on a 1 or a 2, seriously? Okay, he actually rolled a 1. So we're going to go through from the bottom and, oh look who's cursed now. Calvin's the one who's in dire straits now. He was doing so well earlier. Just going to put a red die on him, so I remember he rolls horrible dice. Alright, that is, that's it for Ithaqua. Then we would do rumors. No more rumors or any other Mythos cards. So, on to, this is the part that has me a wee bit worried. Items and possessions, or conditions. Okay, starting with Marie, she has 2. She's got Find Gate and Astral Travel. We will be testing her lore. So she's gonna get to roll 5 though. That's pretty good, and she does have a couple of clues that she can use in a pinch. So we'll say astral travel first. Not a problem. We do not flip astral travel. Then find gate. Oh wait. No, you're supposed to flip the card no matter what. Okay, I have to back up and see how many successes Marie actually rolled. Okay, can't quite see on the little tiny screen on my camera, but I remember there were at least 2 of them. I couldn't remember if I had 2 or more, but it turns out 2 is the, it's either 0, 1, or 2 or more, and she had at least 2, possibly 3. Evading pursuit and escaping restraints is a trivial exercise. Discard a detained condition or 1 pursuit condition. Then flip this card. Okay, that doesn't make anything happen. Now, she rolled nothing on find gate. So let's roll. Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to spend 1 clue, leaving her with 1. No. Oh God. Do I roll another? No, I wanted to hold on to the clue. Okay, what? Yeah, okay. 0. Find gate. The stars are right. That's not a good sign. If the top gate in the gate stack corresponds to the current omen, it does not. It's red, and we're on green. Advance doom by 1 unless you discard this card. Okay, we could have just discarded the card as well. That wouldn't have been so bad. Okay. Blah. Too many decisions I have to make. Okay, Leo, he has got... Right. He's got corruption. We're going to have to take the Dark Pact, because if I recall, this one we would lose a sanity for each Eldritch token, so he'd go up to 3, and he would lose 3. Yeah, so he would die. So we are instead going to take a Dark Pact condition to discard his Eldritch tokens, and then there is no further effect as a result. Let's go to the deal deck. There we are, first one. What's that? He's also got his, right, the fella he just picked up, Hildred. We're going, right, his erratic behavior, flip this card. Most of what this strange little man says is insane drivel, but sometimes his words prove eerily insightful. Roll 1 die and resolve a matching effect. Oh boy, okay, we really want a 5 or 6? That would be best. 4. Gonna lose a sanity, putting him down to 2. Okay, still holding on. That is it for Leo. Now Preston, yeah, he's got a bunch to do. Let's see. Okay, let's start with the agreement. Roll 1 die on a 1 or a 2. Time has come to pay your dues. Flip the card. 4. Okay, that doesn't happen. Let's do his Dark Pact. Because if it's especially bad, it moots everything else. So, if we roll a 1, no, we rolled a 2. Then, next, we're going to do his debt. Some men have come to collect on your debt. Flip the card. You regret having made such a deal with these nefarious creatures. The need seemed worth the pound of flesh at the time, but now hungry eyes watch you with unyielding intensity. Lose 3 health unless you discard 1 ally asset. Then discard this card. Okay. He has a single ally. Unfortunately, apparently Miss Doyle the cat is in rather a lot of trouble with the mob or whoever it was. And she wasn't really helping us on the main board. Anyway, oh, it's too bad to lose. I feel bad for her, though. Who knows what these terrible people will do to Miss Doyle. That goes away, and finally we roll to see if he keeps his blessing or not. On a 1 or a 2, he loses it. Really? Well, at least he had it for the important thing. So, goodbye, lovely blue dice. Okay, that is it for Preston. I'm going to take a breather for a moment, and then we'll move on to Calvin. Well, the first thing we're going to do for Calvin is see if we can lose his curse condition. On a 4, 5, or 6, he loses that, and his other rolls will be better. Okay, at least he wasn't cursed for very long. Alright, that means, well, let's test his internal injury. I'm going to test his strength of 3. He has no way to re-roll anything at any time. Okay, we don't turn over internal injury. Let's check his Dark Pact. A 1 will activate it. Didn't get a 1. Alright, his Blight. Yeah, this we just have to flip. Obsessive Greed. Whenever your valuables go missing, it is clear who took them. Resolve 1 effect of your choice. Discard 1 item possession, then flip this card. He's only got 1 item. Or discard all of your possessions. He's only got the 1. And impair. Okay, this could actually be good for him. Okay, discard all possessions. He's just got the 1, which he's going to have to discard no matter which choice he makes. Spirit Dagger goes away. However, I've got lucky here. If you would impair a skill or discard an improvement token, you may recover 1 health and 1 sanity instead. So it's going to make us impair 2 things. Instead, we're actually going to heal. And the hypothermia won't stop it because that's only when performing a rest action. Oh boy, okay. Can't believe that's a thing. Alright, we're going to get rid of that. Yay. And he's actually going to heal. As a result, he's going to get back 2 sanity and 2 health. Oh boy, Calvin, you are one lucky fella at the moment. That'll put him up to 6 sanity and 4 health. And he loses his Spirit Dagger, which he never used anyway. Whew, okay. That just leaves us with his corruption. So, he's going to gain an Eldritch token. Then flip. He can't take a Dark Pact condition because he already has one, so we have to do the rest. You wake coughing blood. Resolve. So, he's only got 1, so he's going to gain an injury or illness condition for each token. Alright, so again, we'll say 1, 2, 3 is injury, 4, 5, 6 is illness. So he's going to get an illness. Draw from the bottom. Infection. When you perform a rest action, you cannot recover health. What else is new? Roll the die on a 4, 5, or 6 discard, and on a reckoning we will test strength and flip it if we fail. But we don't have to test it now because we just got it. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's all the reckoning effects. So that we're a little bit more through the card. Next, we're going to spawn a gate. Well, we know where the gate's going to be. It's going to be in the Himalayas. And we still have the Find Gate spell, so we know the one after that will be in Relaya on space 3. Yeah, okay. It's okay. That won't appear until after the next Omen movement. Alright. And right, yes. What horrible beastie appears in the Himalayas. We get Amigu. There it is, kind of tough to hit. On a reckoning, discard the nearest clue and move this monster to that space. If you defeat this monster during a combat encounter, gain an artifact. Okay, he's a clue eater, which we don't like. But just on reckonings, and we've got the next stage. We have two green and 4 yellow, so we're going to get a lot of reckonings. All right, now the text of the card. Theaters around the world are eager to take advantage of the sudden popularity of decadent scripts such as The King in Yellow. That's a bad idea, people. Audiences react in wild, unpredictable ways. The curtain rises. Event. Each investigator must resolve one of the following effects. Move to a random space and become delayed. Impair their highest skill. And a monster ambushes them. Woof. Okay. I've got to think. Okay. Starting with Marie, we're going to go ahead and impair her highest skill because she has a +2 token on her lore giving her 5, which is her highest, so we'll just put that down to 2. It's still better than when she started, so 4 lore is still respectable. Leo, I think his best chance is to fight a monster, or do... No, he's only got 2 sanity. And that would be... However, he's on a wilderness space, he's got 2 clues. Okay. We're going to take a chance and have Leo fight a monster. So let's move over to his space. Alright, what horrible beastie will Leo face for a single round of combat? It's going to be, oh dear, a Dark Young. I think they're tough, aren't they? Oh yes, they're really tough. This may have been a bad move. Well, we're committed to it. So, will check. Trying to stop 3 incoming sanity. Going to do a lot of re-rolling here. Okay, his sanity, or his will is 3. Goes down to 2, +1 for wilderness, and an extra die for Enoch Bowen, and I think that is it. Oh boy, we're gonna have to use his clues up if we don't get enough, because otherwise he's dead anyway. Okay, he blocked 1, but he needs to block at least 1 more to survive. So we're going to spend a clue. Going to spend his other clue, and if we don't make this, he goes insane. Oh boy. Oh, wait a minute, practiced. Oh, practiced. Once per round, you may roll 1 additional die and re-roll up to 1 die when resolving a test. Okay, so this is his initial additional die. Okay, this is his free reroll from practiced. Okay, good. That means he didn't spend that second clue, right? I'll go back and double check. I can't remember if I needed to spend that clue or not. I lost count. If he doesn't have this clue on him anymore, I'll just get rid of it, but we'll see what happens next time. Alright, so that means he does still take 1 sanity damage, leaving him at 1. Now comes the fight. Oops, that's the wrong thing to pick up. Right, doesn't matter how much damage we do, it's going to go away. We are trying to prevent 3, though, and oh boy, his strength, it's going to be strength minus 3. So his strength is 3. Plus 1 for the for wilderness space, plus another 2 for using the blunderbuss. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But hold on, let me make sure. 3 plus 1 plus 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6 minus 3. Which means he's only going to roll 3, but he does get a reroll thanks to the hired muscle. And we can't use his practiced again because that's only once per round. Oh, whether or not he has a clue is really important right now, isn't it? Well, actually, you know, he will survive. It'll leave him at 1 health. If I don't spend that last clue. Oh boy. How are we not dead yet? Okay, that's going to go back in the monster bag. Then Preston has to decide, and yeah, I realized last turn that he's got all kinds of stuff that will make him actually pretty good at fighting. Okay, when you're resolving a combat encounter, did somebody have something that would help? No, it's only when resolving your own. Okay. Alright. Yes, on to Preston. Okay. Preston is going to fight Ithaqua. Okay, so we're trying to prevent 3 sanity damage and 2 health. Okay, first of all, the sanity. His will is 3. I thought there was something that would make this better for him. Oh, right, reduce the horror of monsters you encounter by 1. Because of the grim lexicon. So we're really just trying to prevent 1. We just need 1 success to not take a... Oh, no. No, it's 2. Duh. 2 sanity, and he didn't block either of it. I'm going to go ahead and take the hit for now. Or do... Well, he's got 3 clues. Okay, we're going to re-roll 1. We're going to re-roll 2. God. So bad. Okay. So he's only going to take 1 sanity damage. Then the fight. Right, he can test lore instead of strength, but his strength is much better. Oh no, oh, that's something else. Okay, first thing he's going to do is he's going to try to cast the Wither spell. If he's successful, he'll get a +3 on the encounter. If that doesn't work, well, oh, actually, no, we can just go ahead and... Oh, yeah, no, we can get a guaranteed +3 if we use martial prowess. When resolving a combat encounter, you may gain +3 strength during that encounter. If you do, flip this card before resolving the test. You may add 1 die. Oh, you may add 1 to the result of 1 die when resolving the strength test. After resolving the test, resolve the effects based on your test results. Okay, so we'll leave that face with that face up. So that means it's going to be his strength of 3 plus another 3. He's going to get to roll 6 dice, and you can add 1 to a die. And we are trying to, can't remember where I put my Shoggoth. There it is. Okay, we're only trying to prevent 2 damage. We are going to lose 2 dice, however. So that means he's going to be rolling 4. Oh no, wait a minute. He's got 4 strength plus 3, 7 minus 2 is 5. He's going to roll all 5. Okay. This turn is taking a long time. My elementary reasoning capacities are dwindling. And okay, he did it. He didn't take any damage because of that. He did get 2 success. So we see what comes of that. 0 through 2. You fight with reckless abandon, lose 1 health unless you discard this card. Well, I think it served its purpose. Yeah, let's not, yeah, because he's only got 3 health. So we are just going to go ahead and discard it. He's still got the Wither spell. Goes into the talent pile. Right, so now we just have to see which effect Calvin is going to resolve. And actually for Calvin it's a bit of a no-brainer. We are going to impair his highest skill, because instead of impairing, he gets to recover a health and a sanity. So he's up to full sanity at 7, and he's got 5 health again. So that little nightmare is done. Now the most important thing, we have finished exploring Hyperborea. At the end of the Mythos phase, if there are Eldritch tokens on this card equal to half investigators, that is 2. Solve this mystery. Finally got that done. About 2 or 3 turns too late. But now, what's next in the deck? A Spreading Storm. It looks very cold. I wish I were cold right now. It's very hot here. Scientists are at a loss to supply an explanation for the massive storm systems originating from the Arctic Circle and spreading across the northern hemisphere. After an investigator resolves a research encounter, he may spend 1 clue gained during that encounter to place that clue on this card. Okay, so this is as basic as it gets. At the end of the Mythos phase, if there are clues on this card equal to, in our case, 4, solve this mystery. Okay, we need to get 4 clues off the board and onto that card. That sounds feasible. We'll see what happens. Oh boy. I'm just looking to see, is there anything I forgot with their story abilities? No, nothing that would have kicked in. Well, I hope I got that all right, because that was a massive amount of stuff happening. Bless you if you actually managed to sit through all that, especially in one sitting. But we'll see what happens next time. Thanks very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. I appreciate it. And we will see you next time for yet another round of Eldritch Horror. So long.